Greetings, fam, and welcome again to Chemistry Renewal, fam. Today's video, fam, is basically a continuation of our previous video, fam. Because on our previous video, I left out talking about access search for her husband's body, together with her sister Nephthys. Do you understand? So, meanwhile, she was still in the search. Set overtook the throne, or hijacked the throne of Osa. Do you understand? And she reigned over the land of Kemet. During this time, law and order of Ma'at was replaced with the force. You understand? And people's land and possessions were all taken by unjust means. Do you understand? Which is the symbolism of the white supremacy system. You understand? With their invasion and slavery. You see, so Aset has to console herself under Set's own comfort, because she believed that if she stayed under the delta of lower Kemet, which is the swamps of the lower chakras or of the lower self, she believed that was the last place that Set would kind of like try and search for her, you know. And 7 scorpions followed her and served as her protectors. Do you understand? So spiritually, fam, that she consoled herself in the stronghold of Set symbolizes the personality, although it is devoted to Osa. Do you understand? Which is the awakening of the divine spiritual self. It remains trapped in the lower realms, in the lower energies, in the physical world. Do you understand? This also foretells of this generation of ours, fam, that will develop resistance against the system, which is the set cities, you know. And the 7 scorpions, obviously, they represent our 7 major chakras, our 7 psychic powers that we are born active now, that we just only need to be awakened into the realization of that. Do you understand? So everyone, for instance, that is born in this generation of ours is born with their first eye active, meaning we've got all this intuitive and instinctive knowledge which led us to the process of the journey of initiation. Do you understand? So Aset found the coffin and she returned with it back to Kemet. Do you understand? When she reached the land of Kemet, she turned herself into a swallow. Do you understand? And she hovered a wind with her wings over the dead body of Asa, causing the weary fellas to rise. Do you understand? And she received the seed of Osa by hovering the wind over his body. Do you understand? When she raised this seed, that's where by now the immaculate conception was achieved. Do you understand? Which is the conceiving of Heru. You understand? So this immaculate conception, fam, is actually the secret of Joseph and Mary, which is the Virgin Mary represents the pituitary body, and Joseph is the pineal gland, which are the 2 parents of the spiritual son born in the solar plexus. Do you understand? So when Heru grew strong, he went out to avenge his father and sought his rightful chair of rulership. He gathered his own army and confronted Seth, but Seth's army slew and destroyed many of the followers of Heru. But Heru had faith in Teuti's wisdom and guidance, so that acted and served as his secret weapon. Do you understand? So they attacked Seth, and the battle went for days, fam, you know. And Seth took out the eye of Heru, the right eye of Heru. And if Teuti couldn't have restored and healed this eye, Set would have won the battle against Heru. Do you understand? So Heru was defeated because he follows his own head, which is the intellect. You know, because Heru is our sense of freedom and independence. Do you understand? So his victory comes from humbling himself from the guidance now of the inner intuitive, you know, and wisdom faculty, which is received through meditation, you know. So when we talk of the eye of Heru, fam, we need to understand that the eye of Heru represents the visual thinking of the right side of the brain, which governs understanding and spirituality. Hence Set attacked it because it represents the omnipotent, and the omniscience of the divine. Do you understand? So the healing of the eye by Teuti is an allusion to the role that wisdom plays in our daily lives. You understand? So eventually, with the divine wisdom and divine guidance and intuitions, Heru was able to defeat Set. Do you understand? So at this point, fam, it was a decisive point, you know, and Set was attacked and defeated, and he was taken prison and condemned to death, you know. So Heru turned him over to the Queen Mother, you know, and the Queen Mother refused to have Set killed under the grounds that they were all family. Do you understand? So spiritually, Set's action is an allusion that we need to understand that the infinite compassion and understanding of the oneness of life is created by the devotion to the awakening of Osa. You know, it put checks and balances, the necessary military confrontation of evil. Because we need to understand, if evil is to be defeated, it must come about through the victory of righteousness. Do you understand? So according to this is where I'm gonna leave the story, fam. Do you understand? Because as I said that I just wanna explain the story in terms of our spiritual ascension as the process of spiritual awakening. Do you understand? So now, fam, I'm gonna kind of like try and explain further the story of Heru and Set, you know, as the battle of our lower selves and higher selves. You see, and to better understand this, fam, I'm gonna have to use the rising of the sacred oil, you know, and also our ancient symbolism of the holy bone, which is the sacrum bone, and the rising of the Kundalini serpent, together with the occulted symbolism of the Ace of Spades and the meaning of the Santa Claus. Do you understand? So when we are talking of the Ace of Spades, fam, you know, the Ace of Spades is related to our human anatomy, being that of our spinal cord or spinal column and the sacrum bone. You know, the holy bone is located in the base of the spine between the hips bone, which connects the spine with the lumbar vertebra and its lower parts. You understand? This holy bone, fam, is formed from 5 vertebrae at birth, and it fuses together around the age of 16 to 18, and at the age of 34 to 40 years they fuse together into a bone that looks like a spade, you know. So the spinal column, fam, is more like a serpent that is directly connected to the brain, DNA, in our central nervous system. So for a person to rise above his or her lower self and emotion in order to reach the 33rd vertebrae, to the house of illumination in their brain, so that they can become illuminated beings. This is when an initiate uses his brain to control his body, emotions, and the animal self to then operate at the 33rd degree. Do you understand? By properly activating their DNA, spinal column, and the central nervous system to become the masters of thyself and thy world. You understand, fam? So when a person has been awakened to their past remembrance, you understand, they have connected to their sacrum bone 33 degrees up to their higher selves, to the God of truth and the hidden one, which is the acknowledgement of the hidden mysterious aspects of creation, which is our Amun's horn, the hippocampus. The hippocampus. Do you understand? Using the spinal cord, aka the Kundalini, and the car centers, which is the chakras, and the central nervous system. Do you understand? So the holy bone forms the base of the spinal column. It is the center whereby all these energies are nourished. You understand? And these energies were not yet transmuted to the upper end of the spine. They kind of like control the lower animal body and organs, which is our genetic organs, through the sacral nerves, because there are 5 spinal nerves which exit the sacrum and connect to the central nervous system that supply the thighs, lower parts of the legs, feet, and most of the external genetical organs, and the area surrounding the anus, which will give more understanding of the secret buttons of a woman. Do you understand? So this holy bone, fam, is related to the symbol of the spade, known as the death card, or the spade of the grave digger, because if you concentrate all your energies to the lower part of the body, to the lower part of the sacral, do you understand? We have kind of like essentially living like an animal, and you are controlled by animal pleasures, or animal passions only, such as sex, food, drugs, and alcoholism. Do you understand? These are known as hell realms, fam, because you have essentially killed your own Heru against Set. You understand? Because you have not raised your energies 33 degrees up to your higher self, meaning you are not fully awakened, and your soul's journey has met with an end, or with death, symbolized by the death card. Because these currents, fam, these currents and forces working through these lower spinal nerves must be transmuted and lifted upwards to feed the altar with fire at the positive upper end of the spine, so that now you can fully function as a spiritually awakened being. Do you understand? So when we're talking of the sacrum, when we're talking of the sacred oil, fam, which is also known as nostrum, the claustrum oil, aka the Santa Claus. Do you understand? The Greeks called this oil the Christos oil. Do you understand? And the New Testament, which is the translation of Greek, calls this oil the Christ. You understand? The Christ oil, which is the river that flows from Eden down to the garden, which is the upper brain. Do you understand? So we need to understand, fam, that as I keep on saying that when we're talking of the Bible is actually kind of like parables, you know, and these parables, fam, are mostly based on our human anatomy. Do you understand? So when you're talking of the clustered oil, fam, we need to understand that we are talking of the oil that's actually within us, you know, because the ancients told the Greeks that this sacrum oil, this sacred oil, is an oil that is contained inside our spinal column, which is the sacrum bone. Do you understand? So when Santa Claus comes down the chimney, when he comes down the chimney, he brings gifts in the form of spiritual illumination, you know, and spiritual gifts and clear understanding and elevated consciousness. Do you understand? So all these, fam, actually it means that the gifts, do you understand, means the illumination now. Do you understand? That's all part of the illumination. So the descent of Santa Claus from the North Pole is actually, fam, it's actually kind of like the North Pole represents the crown chakra. Do you understand? So when the descent of Santa from the North Pole down the chimney, you know, and back up again, is a parable of the spiritual alchemy. Because Santa Claus, family, understand that Santa Claus is derived from the root word claustrum oil. And when the sacred oil is carried up and crosses the Ida and Pingala, which is at the two fluid nerves that end up in the cross, in the medulla oblongata, where it connects the cerebellum, which is the Golgotha, you know, the place of the skull, the place of crucifixion. This oil is then refined, you know. So when the oil is crucified, it means to increase in power, not to kill. Do you understand? Not to kill them or to die a second death. No, it actually means to increase in power, just like the coal oil is refined to produce gasoline, which is a higher rate of motion that causes the ascension of an airship. Do you understand? So when the sacred oil is crucified, it remains or rests for 2.5 days, which is the period of a moon in a sign, in the tomb. The tomb is the cerebellum. Do you understand? And on the third day, it ascends to the pineal glands. The pineal gland that connects the cerebellum with the optic thalamus, the central eye, in the highest chamber. Do you understand? Hence there's the saying that under no name on heaven ye shall be saved except Jesus Christ dead and then crucified. Do you understand? Because we need to understand, fam, that all these things, fam, that are written in the Bible, most of them, fam, are kind of like sacred teachings. You know, they are sacred teachings, fam, of this journey of ascension, of this process of illumination, of this process of tuning and attaining our spiritual higher selves. It's not a matter of following or having faith. No, fam, it's actually about knowledge of self, understanding how these natures work. Do you understand? So when Heru and Set had this battle, it's actually, fam, about the rising of these energies, the rising of these sacred oils. Do you understand? Hence even the Bible talks about these oils. You know, I will leave description in the comment section, so whereby you can go to the Bible and check this for yourselves in your Christian Bible. Do you understand? So we need to understand these things, fam, that this is all, fam, the journey of spiritual awakening, the journey of spiritual ascension. Do you understand? So on the next video, fam, I'll be going into details now about the 7 major chakras that we need to activate so that the divine can better operate, you know, in this physical body of ours. So I'll be going deeper into that on the next video, fam. You know, for now, I give thanks, fam.